What if I told you that there is a savings plan in Canada where the government can contribute up to $90,000 towards your retirement? In today's video, we're going to discuss the Registered Disability Savings Plan, how amazing this program is to helping people with disabilities save for their future, and how it works, what to do, and how to open one. This video is meant for informational purposes only, and all things discussed are found from the official government website. So as mentioned, we're going to discuss the Registered Disability Savings Plan, which is a long-term savings plan for individuals approved for the disability tax credit. Contributions are not tax deductible, but can be made until the end of the year the beneficiary turns 59. Personal contributions, withdrawals from Registered Disability Savings Plan are not counted as income to the beneficiary. Government grants, bonds, investments, income, and rollover amounts are taxable when withdrawn. The Registered Disability Savings Plan are subject to anti-avoidance and investment rules administered by the Canada Revenue Agency. When it comes to eligibility, the beneficiary must be approved for the disability tax credit by the Canada Revenue Agency. A Registered Disability Savings Plan can be open until the end of the year when the beneficiary turns 59. The beneficiary must be a Canadian resident when the plan is open and when contributions are made. A beneficiary can only have one Registered Disability Savings Plan at a time, even if there are multiple plan holders. Anyone may contribute to the Registered Disability Savings Plan with a written permission from the plan holder. When it comes to limits and transfers, the total lifetime contribution and rollover limit for a Registered Disability Savings Plan per beneficiary is $200,000. There is no annual contribution limit as long as the lifetime maximum limit is not exceeded. Their Registered Disability Savings Funds can be transferred into a new Registered Disability Savings Plan for the same beneficiary as long as the original plan is closed. Certain retirement savings plans, such as the Registered Retirement Saving Plan proceeds, can be rolled into a Registered Disability Savings Plan on a tax-deferred basis, but do not receive grants, and retirement rollovers must be documented and reported to Canada Revenue Agency using required forms. A Registered Disability Savings Plan is opened by contacting a participating financial institution that offers a Registered Disability Savings Plan. If the beneficiary is under the age of majority, a legal parent, a guardian, or authorized body can open and hold the plan. If a contractually competent adult beneficiary can open a plan and hold their own Registered Disability Savings Plan, a qualifying family member may open a Registered Disability Savings Plan for an adult beneficiary whose contractual capabilities is in doubt without specific time limits. Plan holders can be changed over time based on the beneficiary's age, legal authority, or contractual competency as administered by Canada Revenue Agency. When it comes to changes and closures, if the beneficiary is no longer approved for the disability tax credit, the plan holder may choose to keep the Registered Disability Savings Plan open or close it. When kept open after the disability tax credit loss, new contributions and new grants or bonds are not allowed. Withdrawals can continue, but may re-trigger repayment of grants and bonds paid in the 10 years before the disability tax credit loss if the beneficiary is under the age of 60. If the beneficiary regains the disability tax credit, then the Registered Disability Savings Plan can resume normal operation and contributions can restart. If the beneficiary dies, the Registered Disability Savings Plan must be closed and the remaining funds paid to the estate, subject to grants and bonds repayment rules administered by the Canada Revenue Agency. Now, when it comes to grants and bonds, the Government of Canada matches personal Registered Disability Savings Plan contributions at the rate of 300%, 200%, or 100% based on the family income for up to $3,500 per year or $70,000 over a lifetime until the participant is at the age of 49. Low-income beneficiaries can receive up to $1,000 per year in bonds with no contributions required to a lifetime maximum of $20,000 under the age of 49. To receive grants and bonds, the beneficiary must file income tax return for the past 2 years of every year moving forward. Unused grants and bonds entitlement can be carried forward to up to 10 years with annual payments capped at $10,500 for grants and $11,000 for bonds. Withdrawal, plan closures, loss of disability tax credit before the age of 60, or death can trigger repayment of grants and bonds for the previous 10 years under the federal rules administered by Employment and Social Development Canada. As somebody who has a RDSP, I can tell you they are really amazing. The amount of money that the government contributes based on if you're low income or based on your contribution is really well. It can really help for people's savings and basically set them up for a retirement that isn't, doom and drag. Because if you think about it, like the government may contribute up to $90,000 towards your RDSP, and then you can contribute up to $200,000 over the span of between the ages of 18 to 49 for adults. And if you're younger, and then your parents will contribute to that as well. So it's like pretty long spread of time, and accumulate all those things without even the increase of what the tax market or the stock market brings towards an investment. That right there is almost $300,000. The amount you contribute, the amount of their bonds, the amounts of their grants, all together tally up to almost $300,000 without the increase that is naturally on the stock market. So this is a plan that can really help people's retirements, help people's savings, and I think that if you have a disability tax credit and you don't open up RDSP, then you're really doing yourself a disservice, because it is a program that can be really beneficial, especially when you're a senior. And if you want information for other resources and other programs for Canadians, specifically centered around financial resources, then I'll leave a link to my ebook below, and that goes through all the different programs, all the different tax credits that you may be available for, and all the different, even medical programs that you can be available for as a Canadian citizen that is meant for financial resources. And that's it for today's video. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And check out the next video that YouTube recommends that is perfect fit for you to watch on other programs for people with disabilities living in Canada.